People in general might wonder if they want to do what someone like me does, do they have to sell their lifestyle? If that's something that you've been wondering, maybe that's even something you've been dreading because you're like, oh my goodness, I don't have a Ferrari. However, am I going to sell coaching? You're in luck because we're going to get into it right now. Hey, CourtneyLSanders here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new to me, I'm a full-time online life and business coach as well as wife and mom. I wear all the hats and do all the things truly, but I know a question that a lot of online brand builders, business entrepreneurs, coaches, just people in general might wonder is if they want to do what someone like me does, do they have to sell their lifestyle, right? And I know that this is a big fear because oftentimes people feel like, oh, my life is boring. I don't have a fancy lifestyle. I don't have, a Bentley in the driveway. By the way, I don't have a Bentley in the driveway either. So clearly you don't need that in order to sell coaching, but you might be surprised to find what is actually true about selling your lifestyle and if you actually need to do it in order to build a successful coaching business. So if that's something that you've been wondering, maybe that's even something you've been dreading because you're like, oh my goodness, I don't have a Ferrari. However, am I going to sell coaching? You're in luck because we're going to get into it right now. All right, so I know this is a super hot topic and to be quite honest, sometimes I get a little exhausted around these like trendy conversations that happen online, whether it's YouTube or TikTok or Instagram or whatever, because you'll find that there are people who are being successful, who are marketing the way that works for them and the way that they want to market. And then you have people who are kind of like throwing daggers at that and they're like, oh, the only reason they're successful is because they're marketing their lifestyle. I don't want to have to do that, et cetera, et cetera. And it becomes this kind of like us versus them, this like, oh, I'm superior because I don't have to market my lifestyle, et cetera, but really kind of feeling bad. Maybe there's even a tinge of jealousy of, oh, well, why is this coach, have this lifestyle and I don't have that, et cetera, et cetera. Here's the thing about whether or not you need to market your lifestyle, so to speak, in order to sell coaching. The truth is you do need to market your lifestyle, but not in the way you think, right? Hopefully you didn't click off the video. I knew it. She was going to say you need to market your lifestyle, not in the way that you think. Let me just say up front, when I say that you need to market your lifestyle, I am not talking about material possessions, okay? Not necessarily. I'm not saying that you need to, again, show up with a Ferrari or a Bentley. I'm not even saying that you need to go on fancy vacations or that you need to have fancy clothes. In fact, that's actually a very surface level layer of marketing that actually does not appeal to your best clients, if you can believe it. So the clients that will pay you the most and that the clients that are most sincere about wanting to get results and are really looking at coaches that they want to work with are not necessarily impressed by like, oh, okay, you have a nice house or you drive a nice car or you have cute clothes or whatever. But what they are looking for is, do you embody the result that you sell, not just online, not just in your marketing, but in your life? Are you that person? And so that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying you do have to market your lifestyle. Again, it's not what you wear or what you drive, but it is the kind of person you are. Are you the person that embodies what exactly it is that you are coaching on? And so hear me when I say this, at the end of the day, it's all lifestyle marketing, whether you can believe it or not. Yes, there are some people who do what we would call more of a superficial level of lifestyle marketing, which is just, showing very expensive lifestyle things and just kind of promoting that. I think about people who love driving Jeep Cherokees and who love hiking mountains and, maybe they have Camelback water bottles or all these different brands. Like, they're not impressed by fancy cars, but they do want to buy products and work with people who embody the lifestyle of being outdoorsy people, of being out in nature, appreciating nature. And so that is something that companies like Jeep, especially the Jeep Wrangler and Camelback water bottles and whatever, they do a type of lifestyle marketing because they understand who their target market wants to be. And so when I say it's all lifestyle marketing, you have to get clear as the coach, who is the person ultimately that your target market wants to be? And do you on some level embody that? Do you embody those characteristics? Now, you don't have to be everything that someone wants to be. Obviously, we're all individuals and there's lots of different things that we want to be at any given time. But when I think about companies like Apple and how they embody this lifestyle marketing of, being the creative and, the person who thinks differently, for people for whom that is an aspect of the, result that they're seeking or something that they desire, they they are looking for products that embody that. In fact, that's in part why many of the creatives left, Microsoft or, IBM or whatever, the traditional type tech products, and flocked to Apple, because Apple was speaking their language and Apple resonated with them because they use lifestyle marketing to communicate the type of people that those individuals want to be. And so the truth is, if you are in business and you are marketing, it's your job to understand this, and it's your job to understand ultimately the identity that your target market either has or is aspiring to achieve. And so when they are looking at various coaches, they are going to judge not just if you are good at coaching or if you know your stuff, but ultimately if you embody the lifestyle, because they want to know that you understand them. And so I think in coaching, but especially in these trendy memes, hot topics in the coaching industry, we kind of have to get off this high horse of what should happen or what people should have to do, right? Or I shouldn't have to, right? I shouldn't have to market this way, or people should just hire me because I'm a good coach and I know my stuff, and I want to quit my job and I created a website that's selling coaching products, and so you should just buy from me because I just want to make money and you should just buy from me, right? That's ultimately a self-centered way to think about things. The person who is ultimately looking for coaching doesn't know you, right? They don't know you personally. All they have to go on is kind of like your avatar online and what you display online. And I'm always amazed at how much resistance and friction there is from many people who aspire to be in the coaching business, where they don't want to show any type of lifestyle whatsoever because they think that they shouldn't have to. Again, because they know their stuff, that someone should just hire them. But why should someone just hire you if they don't know who you are, but also how you are? And that's why lifestyle marketing comes into play. So no, you don't need to show a fancy life in order to do lifestyle marketing successfully, but you do need to show how you embody the principles ultimately that you coach on. And this is something that I have done in my entire career. And I've been, online for well over a decade, coaching for nearly a decade. And even when I had nothing, even when I was a new college grad and I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment that wasn't even fully furnished, I still engaged in lifestyle marketing from the standpoint that I demonstrated the lifestyle of someone who was self-disciplined or someone who managed their time well, because those were the principles that I was ultimately selling through my coaching. In fact, my best-selling coaching program that really put me on the map initially was a 21-day self-discipline challenge that I had. And then I started working with clients to help them master their self-discipline and achieve their goals. Did I have a fancy car? No, I didn't. I had a 2-door Honda Accord, which, by the way, I thought that car was bad. And by bad, I mean good. I love that car. I still love this car to this day. I don't have it anymore, but I thought I was hot stuff in that 2-door Honda Coupe. But no, I did not have a super fancy car. I wasn't a homeowner. Again, I was living in a 1-bedroom apartment. I didn't have designer clothes. I didn't have any of those things, but I was living the lifestyle of someone who had mastered self-discipline and who had mastered time management and who was really serious about achieving goals. And yes, in my marketing, I displayed that. I used lifestyle marketing in order to sell my coaching, as I should, because I wanted the people who were interested in working with me to know that I embodied what I was teaching, and I wasn't just talking the talk, but that I was actually walking it as well. All right, I have more where that came from, but first I want to hear from you. Do you engage in lifestyle marketing? Share in the comments below. And so one thing that I really want to leave you with, again, especially if you're an aspiring online coach, brand builder, or even if you've been doing this for a long time, is understand that by nature, the very people that you attract in coaching are people who are aspiring towards something, right? You, by definition, are attracting goal getters, right? People who have a particular goal and are so motivated to achieve that goal that they are literally looking for coaching, literally looking for someone who can support them in that achievement. That means that coaching is aspirational by nature. This is what I think a lot of people don't understand. And let me just give you some tough love here. Part of the reason why people either don't understand this or they resist this is because they are not looking to coach from a place of, I have something that I'm really passionate to give to others, but they're looking to coach from a place of taking, from a place of, I don't like my life, or I don't like my current position at work, or I don't like what's going on, and I see all these people who are coaching and they seem to be successful at it and they're making a bunch of money, so I'm just going to do that because, I want to make a bunch of money too. If that is the attitude that you come into coaching with, then you're never going to fare well. While there's nothing wrong with wanting to be financially successful in coaching and wanting to make a lot of money, I think that's great, and I actually encourage that, because in order to make a lot of money, you have to serve a lot of people and you have to show up and be bigger. And so I definitely encourage that with my clients, but understand that when it comes to actually marketing to your clients, that's not what they're interested in. They're interested in, can I find someone who is most likely to get me to the result that I am looking for? And so from that place, you have to come from service, from a standpoint of, I have something to give. I have some insight to share. I've walked down this road before, and I can really guide people to the best place who are seeking this particular goal. When you come from that place, it's very natural and very easy to showcase your lifestyle, because if you are truly about the principles that you are teaching, your lifestyle should clearly showcase that you know what you're talking about, right? These principles should be evident in everything that you do, even if your life is not that fancy. And so even though I was not even a full-time coach when I first got started, and I was very transparent around working a full-time job and not having a coaching certification, and I was very open and honest about these things, none of those things held me back, because again, I engaged in lifestyle marketing. I showcased that even though I was, working a full-time job and oftentimes had to travel for work and was on the road a lot, I was doing live streams from my hotel room, being honest with people about, hey, I'm on this work assignment and I just finished work for the day, but I'm really passionate about this coaching business, and here's something that I want to talk to you about when it comes to, being self-disciplined and still going after your goals. Something as simple as that is a form of lifestyle marketing, because people are like, wow, she's working this full-time job, she's traveling for work, and yet she still took the time in the evening, even though I'm sure she's tired and she's away from her family, in order to share these personal development and life coaching principles, because she embodies them that much. Exactly. That is the point. So if you're tempted to be resistant towards lifestyle marketing, don't be. Understand that lifestyle marketing doesn't have to mean flashing Maseratis, right? I feel like every time I give the example, I'm giving a different car, but Maserati, Ferrari, Bentley, it doesn't have to be about flashing any of those things, but it does have to be about demonstrating that you are the type of person who really embodies these principles, because if you embody these principles, it will be evident in how you live your life, and that's what people are looking for. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, in fact, if this video was a swift kick in the pants and you're like, wow, I really need to focus on embodying more, and I really need to get serious about achieving my own goals, then you are gonna love my program, the No Excuses Woman program. In fact, this is a reboot of that initial self-discipline program that I mentioned really put me on the map all those years ago, back in 2015 when I first got started in my coaching. So I'm so excited that we have redesigned it, rebooted it, all brand new content, and it's really designed to not only help you be self-disciplined, but really help you take action towards your goals so that you can embody the things that you are teaching, and hopefully your clients will want to hire you. So if you're interested in learning more about that, you can click the link below in order to join that program. All right, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you loved it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you can't wait for my next video, make sure that you are subscribed to my podcast, The Courtney Sanders Show, on both iTunes and Spotify. And if you can't wait for my next podcast episode, make sure that you're also following me on Instagram. It's CourtneyLSanders on Instagram. And with that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.